All right. So when you look at this image, what do you see? Hope? Inspiration? Wonder? Curiosity? Maybe you feel energized, excited. And certainly the dawn of a new day evokes a lot of emotions for us. So let me ask you some different questions now. How do you feel about artificial intelligence? How do you think it's going to affect you or your family? How do you think it's going to affect your business and your employees? AI is definitely the dawn of a new day in technology. And AI certainly evokes a lot of emotions for us as well. So the dawn of AI is not coming sometime in the future. It's here, today, right now. And I'm not talking about just ChatGPT. I mean, certainly large language models are useful, they're powerful. What they do great is things like data aggregation, summarization, analytics, prediction. They even create content at the initiation of humans. So now that you know that AI is everywhere, you know your employees are already using it at work. But AI has such an such immensely more applications. It's being integrated, or probably already has been integrated, into applications that businesses use every day in every industry. AI exists in ERP systems, finance and accounting systems, CRMs, human resource platforms, design and engineering tools, and on and on. So whether you know it and whether you like it, AI is already in the applications you use today. So for some, this is going to seem like too much too fast. And maybe it is. But this is the fact. It's unavoidable. So today we'll discuss why AI is an imperative, not an option. Why AI is moving faster than the speed of the internet. We'll address the core principles to implement AI, and we'll give you a framework for implementing AI in your business. And we'll address some fears and hopefully alleviate some of them. We want today to tap into your sense of hope. We want to inspire you to create an AI vision for your business. So AI can scare us. We wonder, is a machine going to replace me? Or is my job going away? So for me, I just hope my kids have a job before I finish paying for their college tuition. But so here's the truth. AI is not replacing human intelligence. It's not usurping human relationships. It doesn't feel human emotion. AI's real power is amplifying those human qualities. AI amplifies human potential. AI is great at doing certain tasks. Most of these tasks were things that machines already do better than humans. AI doesn't replace what humans do best. We exercise judgment, sometimes good judgment. We're creative. We build strategies and we innovate. We need to learn how to combine those strengths with AI. Because when we do that, we can release both the power of technology and the power of humanity. We don't just automate processes, we unlock potential. We create space for people to do what they do best, like solve hard problems, build relationships, harness the abilities of other people, of groups, of teams, and design strategies for the future. AI becomes the collaborator, not the competitor. It becomes the accelerator, not the usurper. So the question we should be asking ourselves isn't, will AI replace us? The question we should be asking ourselves is, how will we use AI to amplify human potential? So the Elliott Hospital has figured out how to use AI to amplify human potential. It uses an AI ambient listening and transcription device to transcribe the notes of patient meetings. And it retains the notes in the hospital's electronic health record system. And what that means is that clinicians can review, edit, and approve their notes in a fraction of the amount of time it would have taken them to create the notes. This has resulted in hours of tedious paperwork being eliminated for every clinician every day. Clinician burnout is reduced. Hospital throughput is increased. And probably most importantly, the patient experience is improved. This has enabled clinicians to spend more time, more quality time with their patients. AI has reduced tedium to amplify what humans do best. And so ask yourselves, if AI could free up 25% of your time or 25% of your employees' time, what would you do with that? Right. So across the United States, indeed across the globe, AI is being adopted faster than the speed of the internet. 1 year ago, less than 10% of small and medium-sized businesses used AI for anything at all. This year, more than 50% of the same businesses are already prototyping and implementing AI this year. And momentum is only building. If you operate a business, you know your board of directors are asking questions about AI. How are you implementing it? What's our strategy? CFOs are monetizing the revenue. They're looking at the returns, figuring out how is this going to make us money. Frontline teams are asking to use AI in their day-to-day work. They're not asking, they're demanding. And if we don't give it to them, they're using it anyway. Daily use is expanding. Supply chain managers use AI to predict demand, optimize inventory, reduce costs, make real-time decisions. AI in manufacturing allows for predictive maintenance. It reduces downtime and it improves quality. Finance teams use AI all the time. They use it to create their reports, improve the accuracy of their forecast, reduce all their report cycle times. AI is integrated into HR operations. Human resources professionals use it to facilitate certain aspects of recruiting. They use AI to personalize the onboarding experience. So at this moment in time, as we sit here today, AI is already affecting your business. It's affecting your business because your employees are using it, and it's affecting your business because your competitors are using it. So at this point in time, we need to ask ourselves, how are we going to intentionally act to integrate AI? Businesses that start to integrate AI into their operations now, are going to compound on benefits that grow exponentially. So Mass General Brigham has deployed AI in a very bold way. It does so to advance, and it's doing so to advance the cause of human health. MGB radiologists use AI to help diagnose lung cancer. And the technology has a 94% accuracy. That is far superior to human accuracy. The system flags anomalies for radiologists to review, and in doing so, it finds patterns that humans just can't see. So the power of AI is this analytical ability. But radiologists are still the decision makers. They evaluate and validate every AI result. They coordinate the care for their patients, and they maintain the relationship with other doctors and patients. In this scenario, early detection has enabled early treatment. That improves patient outcomes. It reduces the cost of healthcare. But most importantly, this is AI and human interaction at its most consequential. What would otherwise be invisible has now become life-saving. So when you look at what Mass General Brigham has done, ask yourself, where do you stand with AI? Are you comfortable leading like Mass General and being bold about it? So AI's value proposition isn't just about one thing. It's really about a bundle of benefits. And all of these benefits build on each other. First, efficiency creates capacity. Insight enhances decision-making. Innovation differentiates products and services. Agility captures opportunity. And of course, growth has to validate the investment. But this is a balanced value thesis. It's not just about the short-term gains. It's about building long-term, sustained benefits, sustained profitability. So, of course, let's start with efficiency, because efficiency is always the easiest benefit to capture. And for AI, it's the easiest benefit because it's the closest to our day-to-day work. AI reduces repetitive tasks. It reduces cycle times. It reduces error rates. It can result in better quality, increased throughput. And this is particularly true when you use AI to improve workflows that get bogged down and stall when humans get overloaded. But there's one point that I want to emphasize here, and that is that efficiency doesn't mean fewer employees. And for the businesses that have implemented AI, it hasn't meant fewer employees. If you go back to the Mass General Brigham's example, their implementation of AI to help diagnose lung cancer has not resulted in fewer employees. What it resulted in is people being freed up to do what they do best, to perform higher value tasks. We can reclaim capacity, and we can use that capacity to build morale, to innovate, and to ensure that our employees have the time to do what they do best, like build relationships and make strategic decisions. Insight. So insight at its core is the power to take a mass of data and make a thoughtful decision. And of course, AI reveals patterns that we just don't see. It can connect disparate systems that we can't connect or can't do so efficiently. and it can identify risks and opportunities that we just otherwise wouldn't perceive. And this power of insight, taking masses of data and converting it to a thoughtful decision, that enhances human decision making. So humans can base decisions on nuanced facts created by insight. And businesses can use that decision making to capitalize on opportunities that they otherwise would not have seen. Innovation. And I think most people recognize how AI can be innovative. Really, human creativity powered by AI supercharges innovation. AI can generate numerous outcomes, potential outcomes for a project. Then humans can select which of those scenarios to test, and they can hone the solutions for them. AI models have simulations that can reduce guesswork and predict the outcomes in multiple scenarios. And in this way of using innovation, the technology can make products and services personalized at scale. So for businesses, the cumulative benefit of this is a differentiated pipeline of products and services, all brought to market faster, with higher customer satisfaction, and at lower cost. Agility. So I think this is the hardest benefit, but also one of the key attributes that business leaders will cite as one of the biggest advantages if you can harness it. Agility is the power to turn threats into opportunities. So for AI adapts workflows very efficiently and very quickly. It can help businesses build to scale and capacity with very little friction, very little waste. And that enables a business to foresee change and, more importantly, to react quickly. It seems like in the world we live in, volatility is the new normal. And companies that thrive in volatility all have systems that flex, and all have employees that they empower with valuable tools that can enhance that flexibility. And last, growth is really the cumulative benefit of all of these. This is the cumulative of all of these benefits. Efficiency funds investment. Insight strengthens decision making. Innovation creates differentiation. Agility accelerates execution. And together, these should result in sustainable expansion. But with AI, growth just doesn't mean more revenue. It means better quality margin. It means more resilient supply chains, more dynamic operations. It means stronger customer and employee retention. In the world today, standing still really means falling behind. And AI gives business leaders a very powerful tool to drive growth. All right, so this is the coast of Maine. And on the coast of Maine, salmon farmers, like the salmon farm here, are using AI. They're using it to advance their environmental stewardship and to grow their profitability. So sensors are integrated into these fisheries, and they in real time measure oxygen, temperature, feeding patterns. AI then uses that data and automatically adjusts the aquatic environments, optimizes feeding schedules. What does that do? That reduces waste and helps the fisheries uphold their environmental stewardship pledge, and it enhances fish health. This is AI efficiency, insight, and innovation all in action. Fisheries leverage these benefits to generate growth, of course, through higher yields and better profitability. So I think if salmon farmers can figure out a way to use AI, certainly we can, right? So ask yourself, which of these AI benefits can you leverage? Efficiency, for sure. Insight, maybe. Innovation, hopefully. Agility, maybe. How can you use those to generate sustainable profit? So technology always seems to move at the high speed of invention, right? But trust, that develops at a much slower speed, right? Trust requires validation. AI is not going to earn our trust just because it's new or just because it's powerful. Technology only really earns our trust through these principles: transparency, accountability, fairness, privacy and security, and human control. Now, these are not just statements of ethics, and I don't mean to say that ethics aren't important, but these are not just statements about ethics. These are business controls. They're implemented by and through thoughtful leadership. And by adhering to these principles, we can go fast and at the same time be safe. All right, so transparency. Transparency is the antidote for the black box problem of AI. And the two ingredients of this antidote are notice and consent. So notice means that we tell others that we're going to use AI before we use AI for them. It means that we tell them how we're going to use AI, what we're going to use AI to do. And when we create something for them using AI, we tell them that we've done that. And consent is an even more powerful tool for transparency. Asking for and receiving permission engenders just a far more deliberate form of acceptance. And transparency, it helps us convert a system that otherwise appears to people to be inexplicable into a system that they can start or begin to put their trust in. Accountability. So any accountability is always born from personal responsibility. Every AI use case has to have an owner. There have to be clear rules and metrics for users. Outcomes have to be audited. And when problems or anomalies occur, we have to fix them. Accountability helps counteract the problem of automation. And when people are accountable, when a person has responsibility for how we use AI, when we use AI, and what we use AI to do, that helps build trust too. Fairness. So fairness is both an ethical principle and a strategic initiative. Flawed inputs will inevitably create outputs that are unfair illegitimate, and simply untrustworthy. We have to monitor AI for bias, and we have to correct problems when they occur. But, and I say this as a lawyer, fairness is not only necessary to avoid legal liability. Sure, it is necessary to avoid legal liability, but that's not its real strength. The strength of fairness is that it preserves brand equity and it meets the justified expectations that society is going to place on us for using AI. Privacy and security. All right, this is my wheelhouse for sure. So we all know that data is the fuel of AI. And because we all put data into AI systems, privacy and security are vital safeguards. We can't use AI sustainably without ensuring that the data that we put in is secure and is kept private. One example, AI models that are public are never appropriate tools to use to process personal or confidential information. So I want to say that again as the cybersecurity lawyer in the room in a different way. If we don't own and control the AI model, you can't use it to process sensitive data. And there are other critical safety controls as well. Access controls, just like any other technology, encryption, activity logging, integration with our advanced threat detection systems, SOC monitoring. So without these types of robust safeguards, AI isn't a competitive advantage for us. It's really just a systemic risk. So we know we have to protect the AI systems that we put in place. But we also have to ensure that when vendors use AI to process our information, that they have the same safeguards in place. So in today's world, liability from third parties is just as damaging and is equally, if not more likely to occur than us making mistakes ourselves. We have to make sure that our vendors employ the same safeguards for our data when they're using AI. So some legal regulations governing privacy already exist. For sure, more will emerge as AI usage increases. And again, complying with them is, of course, necessary to avoid legal liability. But complying with regulations and adopting compliance regimes even before regulations get enacted is more critical to foster trust with employees, customers, and the public. Of course, legal liability is important, but again, the power of privacy and security is about building trust with your community. Last, human control. So I'm going to say something that is perhaps obvious, and that is that humans have to be in control of every aspect of AI. This is the bedrock principle of AI use. Humans must exercise control over every aspect of AI selection, use, and implementation. So it starts with choosing which AI products we're going to use, testing them, prototyping them. We have to, of course, train employees, not just how to use them, but how to use them properly. And then human control continues through the entire implementation process through production, like transparency with customers, integrity of the data that we use, the prompts and programs we write to generate an AI result, the initiation of the AI tool itself, validating and auditing outcomes, and adjusting when we encounter problems. These are all aspects of AI use that humans are integrally in control of. Human control mitigates the risk of over-reliance on technology. And in this way, and really in this way, we can use AI to amplify, not erode or not replace human characteristics. The future of AI, the future of the workplace is not going to be an AI-only function or a human-only function. It's going to be a human amplified by AI function. So Service Credit Union is implementing AI in a way that exemplifies these principles. Service Credit Union partnered with an AI deployer so a developer, someone who helps integrate AI into existing applications. The credit union partnered with the developer to integrate AI into its credit decision-making process. So the idea here is that technology can improve speed and equity of credit decisions. The outcome of this is that AI reduced processing times dramatically. More importantly, it facilitated a 25% higher approval rate and reduced the bank's credit risk. So certain consumers were locked out of credit under historical scoring models. Now they've gained access to affordable credit. So for sure, this use of AI is going to scare some people. To its credit, sorry for the pun, Service Credit Union, somebody saw that one coming. Service Credit Union addressed that head on. So what it did is it decidedly achieved transparency by telling its consumers that it was using AI, how it was using AI, and what the outcome of AI was. Of course, it proactively provides information to its consumers about the basis of its credit decisions. It assigns personal responsibility to individuals to run the AI process, analyze the result, and review the result. It maintains audit trails, monitors AI employee use, and perhaps most importantly, it changes the result when the decision is not right. So Service Credit Union has designed human control into the system. And by doing that, bless you, by doing that, it's ensured that its customers both know and trust that the technology is being used appropriately. So to adopt AI, you need a framework. Any sort of advancement or initiative without structure is just going to result in dysfunction. And these concepts in this wheel are almost certainly going to be discussed throughout the day as well. So the structure we adopt when we're going to implement AI, it has to be balanced. We have to balance, number one, the need for speed, because undeniably we have to implement AI and implement it quickly. We need to balance the need for speed with the need for control and safety. And that's what this framework is designed to do. This framework is cyclical, you'll notice. It starts with governance, assessment, and policy. The next steps are testing, training, and implementation. And it ends with a reassessment, all of which comes back to the start of the process. The more times your business goes through this process, the more AI mature you become. But to begin, you're going to begin small, you're going to learn fast, and you're going to scale responsibly. So first, the governance team has to be cross-functional. This is not a team of IT people. This is a team that starts with your business owners, your C-level managers. It has people from all across your business. Oopsie. Someone's going to have to fix that for me. Oh, there we go. So it includes people from all across your operations, for sure. Your production, your quality control, finance and accounting, HR, compliance. And the reason that you need people from all across your organization is because those are going to be your workers. And one thing I will say is that if you can find legal or technology individuals that have expertise implementing AI, those people can be invaluable. Those people will be your encyclopedias as you go through the AI implementation process. So this team is not a committee, it's a working team. This team can't be bogged down by bureaucracy. Members have to have specific responsibilities, like leading AI use case scenarios, testing them, managing the employees that are involved. And the team members have to be accountable to the governance team as a whole. This is not a committee of bureaucracy. This is an actual working team. Second, the assessment has two purposes. One is to identify AI that you are using already, that is existing use within your organization. And second is to identify AI tools that you may want to use, opportunities. The team then will select one or several of these and move forward. You're going to choose low-hanging fruit, viable, valuable projects first. Then when you get those kicked off, you can take on other challenges. And the assessment process has no finish line. There's no finish line. You don't get done assessing. The team's job is always to look for other opportunities. The team is there as a resource for your employees when they have new ideas, and that's where a lot of your new ideas come from. And the team needs to monitor when new AI is integrated into your existing applications. Okay, third, the policy. So in this instance, the policy has two functions. One is process and one is rulemaking. First, with respect to the process, the policy is going to describe the governance team, its roles and responsibilities, and probably more importantly, it's going to describe how your business is going to go about selecting, testing, prototyping, implementing AI. From a rulemaking perspective, the policy is going to identify three different types of AI use. One will be acceptable use, the second will be high-risk use, and the third will be use activities that are prohibited. Acceptable uses needs to include a list of acceptable AI tools. And tools that are not approved cannot be used. Go back to my statement. We cannot be using public AI models to process confidential or sensitive information. So acceptable uses are going to identify the tools that are allowed to be used, the uses that are allowed, and the employees that can use AI. The policy also identifies certain types of uses which, while permitted, are high risk. High risk uses include things that detrimentally impact humans. So think human resources decisions. High risk uses include use of AI that could detrimentally impact systems. So cybersecurity, physical security. And then, of course, we're going to have things in a policy that we just want to prohibit. Hacking, deep fakes, unauthorized surveillance, and other types of illegal or immoral activity. Fourth, all right, so testing is where the rubber hits the road on AI implementation. This is where it really happens. Employees are going to use AI in a non-production environment first. They're going to use data that's safe to use for this purpose. They're going to perform tasks that aren't mission critical, that aren't customer critical. But this process evolves rapidly. Testing goes to prototyping, and prototyping rapidly goes to integration. This is a process that necessarily has to move fast. Before starting as testers, we have to train the employees. And the inclination is to teach them how to use the AI. But really what you need to do is you need to teach them how to use it properly, to train them on these principles, to teach them what the rules are in our policy. And testing is also a fantastic training environment. Experimentation builds skill. Skill allows you to implement. Skill enables you to train other employees to do it well. So testing is oftentimes one of the first and one of your best ways to train employees. And the best insights come from the front lines anyway. This testing is where your ideas meet your reality. And because of that, the members of your governance team need to be integrated with, need to be managing, and need to be working with your testers. Fifth, so implementation is probably the simplest step to understand. This is just converting your pilot projects that are viable and valuable into scale. Real data used for real customers, for real production projects. So all of the guardrails that we've been talking about still exist, that exist in the policy and the like. You're just using real data for real projects. This is the time, or just prior to this, this is the time where you need to start being transparent with customers. You need to start talking to them, either normally or through contractual type of discussions about the use of AI. And then we have to remember, implementation of AI is never a set it and forget it type of process. Auditing outcomes is critical to avoid scope creep. AI has a huge danger of scope creep, and we have to constantly monitor how our employees are using it to avoid that. We have to have avenues to notify the governance team of problems and anomalies. And the governance team really needs to use the implementation process to harvest the experience that you get from the front line. And then lastly, this is like any new process. This is a very new process. Like any new process, the early part is going to have a very steep learning curve. You have to accumulate that knowledge and leverage it. The policy might need to be revised. You're going to find new AI use case scenarios. You may find that an AI tool you're using is not working, and you have to find a replacement for it. Make sure that the knowledge and experience you get through implementation and through testing is passed back up to the next part of the cycle, which is evaluating new AI tools, figuring out what you want to test, evaluating which employees can use it effectively. Make sure you harvest that knowledge. Sports Visio is a company that is a success story in AI implementation. So Sports Visio is a tech company headquartered in Suncook, New Hampshire. It uses AI to convert live stream and raw video footage of sporting events. And it uses that to create statistics and analytics, it then passes to coaches and players. So it's AI algorithms. They analyze the raw footage and they create these videographic game summaries and personalized highlight reels. This is done with minimal editing, and it absolutely accelerates the delivery of this content to both teams and fans. The data that Sports Visio delivers to its users is delivered in a user interface that allows coaches and athletes to collaborate in real time on their performance, to tailor their training schedules, and to figure out strategies to help develop their athletic abilities. So this exemplifies how a company in New Hampshire has used the power of AI. Sports Video has transformed its product, but not only that, it's transformed its business model. But not only that, it's starting to transform the industry. So we began by envisioning the dawn of a new day. And the sunrise evokes hope and curiosity and also maybe some fear. We talked about how AI is absolutely the dawn of a new day for technology. And it's not on a distant horizon, it's here right now. And it's moving faster than the speed of the internet. The core benefits of AI are right there. They are ripe for the taking. Efficiency, insight, innovation, agility, growth. Your competitors are riding the early stage of that exponential curve. So the question is, are you standing still, or are you going to be a bold leader? Bold leadership includes adhering to the principles we discussed, the principles that help keep us safe even when we move fast. Transparency, accountability, fairness, privacy and security, and most importantly, human control. They're not just ethics or guardrails. These are true business controls. They're the pillars that we use to build trust. So I hope that for at least some of you, you feel a bit more confident now. More confident that AI is not coming for our jobs. AI excels at tasks that machines were largely already better at doing than humans anyway. It cannot replace human judgment, human creativity, human relationships, or human emotion. So the real trick here is that when we combine the strengths of human and technology, we release the power of both at the same time. So the dawn of a new day is absolutely here. It's time to move forward, and I hope for you it's time to embrace an AI vision for your business. Thank you very much.